Hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. We are back with chapter 2 of the book My Little Lore of Light, which is adapted by Karima Sperling, and it's an adaptation of the original book called Lore of Light, which is written by Hajjah Amina Adil. So today we're going to listen to the story of Hazrat Adam. So without any further ado, let's begin. Adam alayhi salam. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I, Allah, will make for the earth someone to rule in my name. Chapter 2, verse 30. And the light passed to Adam alayhi salam. After the creation of Adam alayhi salam, Allah stood him before the angels and his beauty amazed them. Then Allah commanded Adam alayhi salam to tell the angels their names and the names of all the wonderful creation, and his wisdom amazed them. Allah commanded the inhabitants of heaven to bow down before Adam alayhi salam. They bowed down low before the light of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, streaming from Adam alayhi salam's brow. All bowed except one, whose name was Iblis. He refused to bow to a creature of dirt while he was made of fire. He was jealous of Adam alayhi salam. He disobeyed his creator, and for this he was sent away from the heavenly company. In anger, he vowed to destroy Adam alayhi salam and his children, to forever haunt them and tempt them and lead them into disobedience. He would prove to his Lord that he had been right not to bow to a thing of dirt. Allah allowed him to test Adam alayhi salam. This was all part of his plan, because light can only be truly appreciated when it comes after and changes the darkness. Iblis is the darkness, which we call shaitan or the devil. Allah put Adam alayhi salam to live in the heavenly garden of paradise, and he lived there worshipping Allah in peace and happiness for a long time. Then Adam alayhi salam became lonely, and he asked Allah for a companion. While Adam alayhi salam slept, Allah took a rib from Adam alayhi salam's chest and from it fashioned a beautiful woman. When Adam alayhi salam awoke, he knew her immediately, because Allah had already taught him the names of all things. Adam alayhi salam knew her to be Hawa raziyallahu ta'ala anhu, his wife. They married in the garden and began to live together in joy. Allah gave them the whole garden except for the wheat tree, which he told them to leave alone, never to touch. Iblis saw his chance. He stood by the gate of paradise, crying until the peacock came and asked the reason. Iblis told him about death that must come to every living thing. The only cure, Iblis told the peacock, was to eat the fruit of the forbidden tree of wheat. The peacock told the snake. The snake told Hawa raziyallahu ta'ala anhu, and Hawa raziyallahu ta'ala anhu, fearful of death, ate from the tree and convinced Adam alayhi salam also to eat from it. They had done the one thing that they were forbidden. Out of fear, they had disobeyed Allah, and they were terribly sorry. They asked to be forgiven, but the time was not right, and Allah sent them from paradise as He had Iblis. From then on, they could live only on the earth. Adam alayhi salam descended on a mountain in Sri Lanka, and Hawa raziyallahu ta'ala anhu descended in a desert in Arabia. They were desperately lonely and full of sorrow. They cried for forgiveness and searched for each other. Now this was all in accordance with Allah's will. He had made Adam alayhi salam to be guardian over the earth, a thing he could only do while being on earth and not while living in paradise. But in his ultimate mercy, Allah gave this sorrow to Adam alayhi salam and Hawa radiallahu ta'ala anhu and all their children after them. Deep inside all of us is an emptiness, an unnamed longing for the peace and safety of paradise. Allah's parting gift to man was an aching homesickness that would protect him against the temptations of shaitan and prevent him from ever being completely at home anywhere except close to Allah in paradise. After many ages of crying and asking for forgiveness, Adam alayhi salam and Hawa radiallahu ta'ala anhu were finally forgiven, and Adam alayhi salam came to join Hawa radiallahu ta'ala anhu in Arabia. They began to have children. All their first children were born as fraternal twins, a boy and a girl, and they were ordered to marry each other's twin and start families of their own because, of course, there were no others. But one of the boys, Qabil, was jealous of his brother Habil alayhi salam. Inspired by the jealous Iblis, he wanted his brother's wife, and most of all, he wanted the light that shone from his brother's brow. He determined to get rid of Habil alayhi salam. Qabil hit Habil alayhi salam with a rock and stood back in horror. There had been no death before this and no violence. Qabil felt great regret about what he had done. He lifted the lifeless body of his brother and carried it in his arms from place to place for a long time, having no idea what he should do with it. Finally, the crow, in pity, taught him to scratch the earth and bury Habil alayhi salam inside. But nowhere could he bury the grief he felt. He left his parents and took his family to wander the world looking for peace in all the wrong places. Adam alayhi salam and Hawa radiallahu ta'ala anhu were full of sorrow at the loss of two of their sons, but most of all, they sorrowed at the loss of the light of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam, and they prayed to Allah to grant them another good son to carry that light. They had many children, all of them twins, except one son who was born single. He was the one chosen by Allah to replace the murdered Habil alayhi salam, good and obedient enough to carry that precious light into the future. May Allah bless Adam alayhi salam and give him peace. So this then was the story of Adam alayhi salam and his life. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you liked it, then kindly share it with your friends and your family, and also kindly click on like, and also don't forget to subscribe so that you can listen to the next story. You'll get notified. The next story happens to be the story of Sheeth alayhi salam. Sheeth is the alternative pronunciation, and the next story will discuss his life and the challenges that he faced and how he carried the light of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam into the future. Thank you so much. God bless.